like, ah.
Sorry.
2 is my favorite number, but 22 has 2 2s at the time.
Saw some butt places, just straight booty. It was terrible. Hey guys, welcome back to our channel, or welcome for the first time. We haven't done a sit down like this in quite a while.
Yeah, maybe a couple months.
Dang, months feel like weeks right now. Sorry guys. If you're new, do us a favor, hit that thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. Leave us a comment. Tell us where you're watching from. Tell us your favorite part of this video. Tell us how much you love Liesel's hair. She gets a lot of compliments. It looks good.
Get a lot of compliments. It's a little old right now, but that's okay. That's not the point of this video.
Looks fresh to me.
The point of this video is that we are going to talk about our engagement. We already gave our engagement story, how it happened, but I feel like a lot happens in the engagement period that people don't really talk about. It's like, oh,
yeah.
We got engaged, oh, now we're getting married. So let's go through it. Let's talk about what we did, things that we liked, things that we recommend, things that we would have done differently, and
just give you the whole kind of story. So first, do we look okay?
I think so.
Okay.
Lighting's great on you. Lighting is a little shadowy on you, but that's okay. Yeah.
Lighting change. Is that better, guys? All right. We're back. So let's just go chronological, I guess.
Yeah.
So I proposed to Liesel. I said, Liesel, marry me. Be my woman. And she was like, oh my gosh. She still didn't answer me yet. I don't know if you guys haven't seen the engagement video, click here and watch that. She never answered. She just cried and she never said yes. And then I married her, and it could be forced marriage. I don't know. She still hasn't said yes.
I say yes.
I think the first thing, probably the venue.
Yeah.
We got the venue super quickly.
We did.
Yeah.
So here's the thing is guys don't really ever think about their weddings. I honestly didn't
I was like, wedding? Let's just elope. No, I'm just kidding. No, I wanted to have a wedding because,
But you don't think about the details and all of that.
I didn't know. We'll talk about the wedding another video. I didn't know how much goes into a wedding. It's a lot.
It is a lot.
But anyways, venue. Go ahead.
I never really cared where we got married. The only request that I had or idea that I had was that it be outdoors, just because indoor photos just don't look that great.
Yeah, unless you have professional lights, I guess.
But
I don't know if we could afford that.
Any photographer will tell you that natural light is the best light. That was the only thing. So when he asked, when do you want to get married? I'm like, I don't even know. This is, I don't know. But so.
That's what she sounded like. She said that.
I'm funny. Guys, tell me I'm funny in the comments.
Oh, man.
But so I had no idea. I was just like, oh, let's just get married outdoors. I still had no idea when we were going to get married. Nothing. But the more people asked, the more I was just kind of like, we'll figure it out when it comes time for that. So one of my coworkers, who is one of my great friends, now they're married, but her boyfriend at the time worked at a venue and said, oh, you can get married here for cheap. And I was just kind of like,
oh,
all right.
That's easy.
Cool.
Yeah, we went and we checked out the venue. We had the official meeting. He showed us here's what we could do with lights and setup, and you can get married in this part of the outdoors or this part. It was pretty cool. We got to walk all the grounds, and I think we were just thinking no matter what, we're gonna get married here because it's a hookup. We were like, this is it. And once we went there, it was great. This venue was in a city called Yorba Linda, California. It was called the Richard Nixon Library.
It's not a library.
Well, there is a library to it. It's just it's
a venue.
It's a venue, museum, I guess dedicated to Nixon. Anyway, he worked there.
He's buried there.
He's buried there, I guess. He did not attend the wedding, though. But the grounds were beautiful. Yeah. He worked there, got us a discount, and so we're done.
His uncle owned one of the catering companies, so...
That was another thing. It was called White House Catering, right?
Yeah.
It was bomb. How good was it?
It was very
I'm
good.
Sorry, I'm getting a little ahead of myself, but it was so good. We chose to get married outside, but have the reception...
indoors, because we picked a date in July.
That was another thing. I'm sorry, I just have to say this. Liesel's got a very bizarre thing about even and odd numbers.
I do.
We're seeking counseling for it. And she will not get married on an odd numbered day. So when he's flipping through the available dates, she's like, no, I don't like that, I don't like that.
No. I'm not gonna lie, even before we picked a date, that was probably the biggest argument we had during our engagement. Was the fact that I didn't want to get married on an odd number date.
And it wasn't a real angry argument. I'm just Really?
But I wasn't going to let it go. And you were just like...
Like, does it matter? What if that's the only day?
And I said, then we're not getting married.
My birthday's on an odd day, the 31st. Do you hate me?
No. But it's like a boy number. Odd number. We're getting off topic. But
no, this was the planning. This went into getting the venue. Had they not had it on an even numbered day, we wouldn't have gotten married there.
I think August 13th was available, and I was kind of like, eh. But July 22nd was available, and 22 is my favorite number.
It is. Because
2 is my favorite number, but 22 has 2 2s. So it was like, God was like, ah.
22 is her favorite number because 2 is her favorite number and 22 has 2 2s. So July 22nd, we said that's the date. Pencil it in. Do we have to put down a deposit right away? Or
No, we didn't put down a deposit.
I'm trying to remember.
Or maybe we did. No, but not right then. We
It's
didn't put
something
down
small,
a
I
deposit.
think.
Yeah. Leads me to my first point. If you have the option and if you have the money, have a short engagement. I think ours was total like under 10 months, which I think was perfect for us.
It was nice, yeah.
We were able to plan, had enough time. I actually kind of felt like in the middle there was too much time where we were just kind of waiting around.
Yeah, because the first half of things we got very quickly.
Yeah.
And we were still waiting on a couple things, but which we'll get into. But yeah, in the middle there was kind of like we have our date. We're basically ready to go. And it's just kind of like waiting around to get married. But anyways, yeah, short engagement. If you can get these things scheduled, get your venue, it is a better way to do it.
And if you're a Christian couple, you're going to want a short
You know what I'm
engagement.
saying? Come on.
There's no reason to have a long
I
engagement.
was like, you want to get married tomorrow?
You would have. I would have. Anyway, moving on. I had to go to New York for a work trip. 3 weeks later, it was great. And then right before that, I had gone to try on dresses. And then again, the first week of October, I made a few appointments to try on some more dresses. Found my dress. So like we said, got our venue, I would say like a week or so after we got engaged. And then not even a month later, I found my wedding dress. And so it was just a lot of waiting. I will say the biggest piece of advice I got about my wedding dress was to remember I was wearing it for one night. Because I feel like there are so many shows, especially Say Yes to the Dress, where all these women are here like with this extravagant budget, and we just kind of have this idea like, oh, I need to have the most Pinterest-worthy dress, blah, blah, blah. And I loved my dress, right?
Mm-hmm. It was a really nice dress.
But it was the cheapest dress that I tried on. Accidentally, I generally have like expensive taste. But my mom told me, remember, you're wearing this dress for one night, maybe not even 8 hours. And I was just kind of like, oh, if I don't have to spend like $5,000 on a dress and I can find one that's cheaper, then I will. I think now looking back, there is no way I would have even tried on a dress over, personally for me, $3,000. The dress that
Rogue braid.
The dress that I almost got, I think, was $3,500, but even now looking back, I'm so glad I didn't get that one, and I ended up getting a dress that was $1,200.
But you loved it, right?
I loved it.
That's
I absolutely
the thing, too.
loved it.
It wasn't like you just settled for a cheaper dress. You
Yeah.
loved the dress, but because you weren't focused on getting the most expensive one, you
Yeah.
actually looked at some other options and you fell in love with this
And
dress,
I didn't even know the price of it
Yeah.
until after I was like, yeah, this is the one.
It was the one, and I almost saw it on Snapchat.
He did almost see it on
She
Snapchat.
posted herself on Snapchat. Do you guys use Snapchat still? I haven't used it in like 5 years. But
Back in the day, you could either like send it to someone or a few people, or you could like post it for everyone.
Yeah.
I accidentally posted it for everyone, and one of my friends was like, "Ian can see this, take it down." And I was just like, "Oh shoot."
I didn't see it though.
You didn't see it. But I would say if you can, just remember that you are wearing your dress for one night. And some of you out there might even have two dresses. So I didn't. I always only wanted one dress. I'm glad I only had the one dress. But I would say just keep that in mind. Don't let social media get in your head and say, oh, I need to have this. I need to spend this much money. Buy the dress that makes you feel the best. Mm-hmm. But also remember, your wedding is one night. You have your whole marriage.
Yep.
And that's what it's really about. Your wedding, one night.
One night. And one night only. While she was getting her dress, I got my tux. Mm-hmm. And I didn't want to rent a tux. I wanted to get my own tux. I wanted to get it tailored to me. So I got a J. Crew tux. I really wanted a shawl. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Shawl, collar. I almost got the white dinner jacket or the cream. But I didn't. I went classic black tux, cummerbund, bow tie.
You spent a lot of time going back and forth between the white.
I did. I did. She was like, got my dress. And I was like, ooh, I'm still deciding on my tux. I don't know.
Yeah.
Ultimately, I love it. I still wear it, although I'm getting too big now for it. I was skinny back then. Now I'm trying to put on some size.
But I would say mid-October, we were kind of done with like wedding stuff. Like a lot of people will go looking at venues like every weekend or going here and going there. And we were just kind of like, is this available? This date's available? Cool, done.
Yeah, true. Then it was time to, I learned a lesson here. We had to register for gifts, right?
Yeah.
And thank you. Time to register for gifts. And now looking back, I should have enjoyed it more. I don't know why I didn't. I don't know. I was kind of just like, okay, whatever. And then I was even like, do we need 6 glasses? Do we need 6 glasses and 6 mugs? It's just 2 of us. And she's like, well, what if we have company over? Anyway.
He didn't realize at the time, which, I mean, I don't fault you. He didn't realize that we're registering for gifts for other people to buy us. He thought we were registering for gifts that we would have to
I'm
buy.
like, I'm not trying to like buy all this stuff.
So every time,
barrel, right?
Every time I brought it up, he was like, I'm like, hey, do you want to go register for gifts? Hey, do you want to go register for our wedding? Blah, blah, blah. And he just kind of like was like,
I was resistant towards it for some reason.
Like, I can do it, but I want you to be involved.
Yeah.
Thank God I involved him because ladies, if you think that they don't want to be involved, just make them do it. He cared way more about the plates.
Yes.
The weight of the plates.
That's correct.
The weight of the forks.
The balance of a... Listen, cutlery balance is really important. How it feels in your hand. Sometimes you don't need a knife to cut. You could just cut it with a fork. If it's not balanced correctly, it doesn't work. It folds over. It's really annoying. So I really cared a lot once we got there
because
to register.
Originally, before we even went to the store, I had already like registered kind of online. So I thought like, ooh, like black dishes would be cool. So I think I had quite a few black dishes on our registry. And we got to the store and he was like, you know, I don't think I like these.
I didn't like the shiny black dishes, and they didn't go with our apartment. Let's just say it. They wouldn't have gone with our apartment. I like stone stuff now, but I think at the time I was like, let's just get white. It goes with everything. It's clean, and this is me, guys.
But very specific.
This is me. For some reason, I'm like, you know what? No. We're getting white.
Someone who was like, I don't care. He cared.
I did care about a lot of things. I can't help it.
So I would say, I don't care how much resistance they put up. Ladies, make your man go register for your wedding with you. Even if they're going kicking and screaming, I promise once they get there, they will have opinions that they promised they didn't have.
Yeah, it's true.
And you know what? The very first gift we got was a gift he picked.
Yeah, it was. Tell him what it was.
It was a basketball trash can.
Yes, it was. Hold on. I want to show you. It was this trash can, which we have in our guest bathroom right now. So after you blow your nose, Kobe. Or dunk it. Go ahead, dunk, baby.
Next, something that I didn't know he cared so much about, just because generally you're not one to share your personal life, your feelings, all that with other people.
Only on YouTube. I'm just kidding.
But in general,
I'm pretty private. I'm a pretty private person. I keep to myself my inner feelings. Yes.
And I'm like, here, I'm an open book. What do you want to know?
Yeah. And I'm like, shh, don't tell them everything.
But we did, and we recommend premarital counseling. We did it through the church, so from a biblical Christian perspective, and I thought it was way better than what I even thought it could be.
Yeah, it was awesome because like we kind of had like a curriculum. We had these books and things we had to fill out and to talk about. But we met with our counselors, great people. They've been married a long time and they have a very amazing marriage. And so gave us a lot of insight, and we would meet with them
once a week.
What was it, once a week?
Yeah. With our homework.
With our homework, and just talk through things, and things like budgeting and
expectations you have for your spouse.
Just things that maybe you think to talk about, but they're not comfortable conversations.
We did know each other for a while before we got married, but sometimes people get engaged after a couple of months or even a year. Yeah. And there are things you just don't talk about. Like, we grew up completely differently, but we kind of got to see and know each other's families and like learn how, we grew up and how that affected us as adults. Mm-hmm. Whereas like if you're dating someone for less than a year, you might not, because you might not even see that person every day. So these conversations might not even happen.
Right. It was really valuable.
You don't want to marry someone who isn't trying to go down the same path or even has different beliefs than you do, or even just, I mean, if they have crazy spending habits and you have no idea and you get married and then all of a sudden you're like, where's our money going?
It's just good to talk about these things before. It just saves a lot of headache after the wedding and once you're married and actually like doing life together. Yeah. So like, very critical. I would recommend it to any premaritals, any engaged couples. Yeah.
Like he didn't know how much it cost.
I had no clue. I'm looking at her beauty budget. I'm like, what the heck? You got 3 cars on the side that I don't know about? How much you spending? Nails, makeup, hair, eyebrows, eyelashes, other hair stuff.
Like you didn't realize how much like I spent on shampoo and conditioner.
Shampoo, conditioner, lotions, face washes, face scrubs, exfoliating things.
Girls use different things than guys. I can't
acids, bases, freaking all sorts of things, man. All I need is some soap and some moisturizer. Like, I'm good.
You're not even moisturizer. You were using straight lotion.
I am right now actually because we're out.
Ew.
But it's cocoa butter.
It hurts my soul.
It's cocoa butter. It's all good. Smell me. Smell like cocoa butter, right?
I would not put the same stuff on my knees that I put on my face.
But it makes it easy because I just do this, and then I do this, and then I put it on my knees. That's all. Anyway, yeah, I didn't realize. So anyways, premarital counseling.
Was something he suggested that I was kind of like, do we need to? Just because I was like, whatever, like I know you, but I'm so glad we did it.
Yeah, talk about spending habits, how you want to raise kids, expectations for your spouse, discipline, all sorts of things we don't have to get into, but it was very, very good.
Yes.
Fast forward, we had pretty much everything for the wedding. Mm-hmm. We were ready to go. We needed a place to live. We didn't live together before we got engaged, so we were looking for apartments, and we knew we wanted to live out in LA because I was working out there.
We were both working.
We were both working out there. So we kind of started looking online. We drove out there a handful of times, saw some butt places, just straight booty. It was terrible.
Ian was so stressed.
I was discouraged because there were some garbage we saw. And
I literally stepped in poop.
She did. She stepped in poop. A giant pile of poop.
We drove up to this one. I think it was our second appointment of the day. We drive up to this apartment complex and we're both like,
is this it?
Okay. Well, we made the appointment. We don't want to we both knew it wasn't the place, but we were like, I don't know, maybe like the actual unit will be nice.
Yeah.
I open the door, I step out, and I literally step in the biggest pile.
This thing was massive. You guys ever seen Jurassic Park? Remember in Jurassic Park, you didn't see it. You're going to have to see it. They find a giant pile of Triceratops poop or something. It's like 6 feet tall. That's what it was. She stepped in 6 feet of poop.
It was so gross.
It was nasty. We went in. It was basically like a college dorm. Some guy was walking down in his towel to the community bathroom. It was just bizarre.
It was very weird.
But we're like, God, please show us the place. If we're not supposed to be here, then that's fine. But if we are, just open the door, show us where to go. So we were just kind of driving around.
Driving up and down
Studio
the valley.
City, the Valley, Toluca Lake, Universal City, Burbank. And we were in a little neighborhood.
We made a wrong turn.
Went into this neighborhood, looked to the right, down the street, and there was this apartment complex in the neighborhood, with a bunch of other houses. And we're like, is that an apartment complex? We went, we checked it out. We had total favor there. They weren't even supposed to be in. The guy had just gotten back from a meeting that was hours away. He came back to lock up. He saw us. He showed us a place.
We were looking at, I think, 1 bedrooms at the time. He showed us a 2-bedroom, said, if you cut off this bedroom here, this is what the 1-bedroom unit looks like. And then so we were kind of like, okay, we like this. And so we were just looking around. We liked the apartment complex.
The area was great.
Yes.
The little neighborhood it was in was really nice.
Very quiet, very clean. And then as we're walking out toward the front, he said, I also have a 1-bedroom with a loft that's going to be available soon. And we were like, what?
We're like, oh, great. We weren't planning to get an apartment for 3 months at this point.
Yeah.
And he was like, this one's coming up next month. So, we said, thanks, we love it. Yeah. But we were just going to keep our eyes on it, just on the whole apartment complex.
Yeah. We almost got it then, but we were like, do we need to spend rent money if I'm not moving in and we're not living together? So a couple months later, I had just had this feeling to look on the website to see just what was going on. And a loft happened to be available. It was 12:30 a.m. Yeah. So I called him, woke him up, and I said, babe, I think this apartment is available. I'm going to apply. And he's like, okay. Prayed right away. The next day, literally, I think at 2 p.m., it was ours.
Got it. And the only reason we got it, he even told me on the phone, is because we met with him that day. He saw our name and he liked us. There were 10 other applicants
that lived there
that wanted to transfer into that unit because it was so great, but he gave it to us. So praise God for that favor. It was awesome.
Daniel, if you're watching this,
thanks, Daniel. That was in May. We got married in July. So that was basically our engagement period. All the major steps that we had to hit before we got married.
Yeah.
Looking back, it went by pretty quickly at the time. It felt like we kind of waited around a little bit, but it was a good time. It was a good time.
It was one of like my favorite. Well, I mean, I guess we're engaged, but it was probably the most seamless and easy part of our relationship was that engagement period.
It was easy. Yeah, God was great. It was so easy.
He just orchestrated everything and just kind of laid out all of these steps, and it was just like, okay, step after step, and we just did it.
It was awesome. So anyways, our battery's about to die. Sorry, we're gonna have to cut this video now. Next video we do sit down will probably be the wedding. Yeah. I'm feeling juiced up now. I want to talk about the wedding, and I'll have to dig out all our pictures and videos and stuff from the wedding to add into it. But anyways, we hope you like this video, guys. That was our engagement journey.
Bottom line, do your engagement together. Plan the wedding together. Look for an apartment together. Yeah. Or home.
Yeah, it's kind of like a precursor to marriage. You just do it together and enjoy it. It could be stressful, but just enjoy it. Yeah. So thank you for watching. Hopefully you learned something, what to do, what not to do maybe from us, I don't know. Or if it was just entertaining. That's awesome too. Thank you again. Please hit that thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, hit the bell so you're notified when we post, and join the game, the Gonzales game. Yeah. All right, it'll be the best decision of the day for you, I promise. I promise.
Of the year.
Okay, love you guys. I just want you to remember one thing as you're going about your day. Liesl?
Be blessed, don't stress. And we'll see you in the next video.